architect in the former Soviet Union from Kyiv, Ukraine. He still has family in Ukraine now, and it's been a really challenging time for them, obviously, everything dealing with in Ukraine. And anyway, Anatole was an architect, and he rose as high as possible in the Soviet system, particularly being a Jewish architect. It was really limited what you could achieve as a Jew in the Soviet system. And he designed one of the major metro stations in Ukraine as well, and worked in the restoration of the Hermitage after the war as an architectural student. So he really had the chops. And if you were in the Soviet system, with all the problems with the Soviet program, you were really rigorously trained. Not only did he learn architecture, he learned design and color theory, drawing, painting, sculpture, really steeped in the fundamentals of art. Also a musician, classical musician. He finally couldn't take the Soviet system any longer, and he finally fled the Soviet system with his family, came to the United States in the 1970s, and he had nothing, spoke no English. He was a brilliant architect, taking his portfolio around to try and get work right away to support his family in Los Angeles. And it was during a recessionary period, no one was hiring, and he was overqualified for the jobs primarily. Finally kind of worked his way into Hollywood doing scenic designs for films and television. Worked on some crazy movies like the Blues Brothers movie, the TV show Dallas, General Hospital. I don't know how he did designs for General Hospital. They're just hospital rooms with white walls. But anyway, he worked on that. And so at the same time, he was exhibiting. And he got a break to show a very prestigious gallery showing his watercolors. And he walked in with a portfolio to show this gallery director. She flipped out over his watercolors and said, "We're doing a show of watercolor masters. We'd like you to participate in that show." And it turns out he was showing his paintings next to Chagall paintings, Paul Klee, Diego Rivera masters, and it catapulted him into recognition right away. In fact, his image was chosen as the poster for that exhibition for the catalog cover. Brilliant, brilliant work. So he's doing these marvelous images of cityscapes, dreamy sort of cityscapes, focus on architecture, gorgeous, gorgeous paintings. Then he has an experience where he is asked to work on a rock video, and it turns out it's the band Kiss, right? So imagine being a classically trained musician, classically trained architect, and you're exposed to American culture with the band Kiss. He came home and told his wife, "I couldn't believe it. It was a vision from hell. The fire and the flames and the tongues and the leather and the spikes and the music, this just horrific music." And he was tortured by it. His wife finally said, "Why don't you paint something so you can get it out of your system?" He made a painting which is called Rock and Roll. That's the first painting of the second style of Anatole Krasnyansky, and he's one of the only artists who works in two very distinct styles simultaneously. And so we're going to show you in the collection some magnificent paintings. I want to start with this one, which is 22 years old. It's called Guitar, and this is the most important Anatole Krasnyansky painting for sale in the world right now. So if you are a fan of this amazing artist now in his 90s, this is the painting I want to recommend to you. 2000 was created. It was in